Coming up on Campus Connection.
Long Beach City Council moves forward with the renovations of this historic park.
The CSU system recently voted to remove SAT and ACT testing from the admissions process. I'm here on campus to get students' thoughts.
CSULB students dorming on campus are feeling the increase in prices.
And prices of gas continue to soar in LA County.
All this and more coming up.
Welcome to Campus Connection. I'm Vittina Ibanez.
And I'm Cassandra Wilkins.
Dorm expenses at Cal State University Long Beach have increased nearly 2% since 2017. That's according to College Factual. Reporter Alexis Warren tells us more on what it's like for students to juggle rising expenses.
Many assume students who live in college dorms have it easier than folks who live off campus when it comes to the costs of living. But that's not exactly the case.
If I was renting a room for say $500 to $750 a month, I could have probably saved a lot more money that way. But it's pretty expensive in my opinion, but I'm enjoying it.
The cost of some dorm rooms at CSULB have increased in recent semesters due to new building structures and newly remodeled rooms. On top of rent, these students have the option to add a meal plan to cover food with the lowest semester price at roughly $1,800, giving the student 19 meals per week.
The meal plan that I got is the 19 a week. Sometimes I don't do 19 meals a week at the dining hall. There are amazing places in Long Beach I like to eat at.
The food pantry at CSULB is open to enrolled students, offering free groceries by appointment only Monday through Friday. Curbside pickup is also available to those who prefer.
Students are able to get up to 5 food items and non-perishable items, unlimited produce, and up to 3 items from the fridge, which could include ready-to-go meals that they can heat up.
CSULB offers jobs on campus to students who are seeking. Job listings can be found in the career link located in the CSULB Microsoft apps. Alexis Warren, Campus Connection. Back to you at the studio.
And speaking of digging deeper into your pockets, we can see an increase in gas prices. A fire at the port of the Bay Area could affect gasoline supplies throughout the state. Reporter Thomas Murray has more on rising gas prices.
Gas prices have skyrocketed in the United States, here in LA County reaching as high as $6.29 a gallon, making it very expensive for drivers.
It's about $50 right now, and normally it would cost about $25 to $30. Even though I drive a Camry, it's pretty economical, but I also commute about 100 miles a day.
The rising price of gas can be blamed in part on the ban of Russian oil and energy.
The fluctuations in prices at the pump depend on the crude oil prices, which are right now seeing several stressors, most notably the situation between Russia and Ukraine.
Experts say there are a number of factors that are driving prices up, and they could stay that way well into fall.
It's all going to depend on those crude oil prices. We do know that we're entering a time of year where there's an increase in demand for gasoline, and that will continue through the spring and the summer months.
Many people are not filling up the gas tank, but instead only buying the bare minimum.
Yes. So it's funny, I only put 4 gallons because we're going home today, so I know that'll get me to the state border. It cost me $24 for 4 gallons. So it's fun. We just bought my wife a Tesla, and now I'm looking at maybe going the option myself.
Despite the prices increasing, AAA's latest survey found people will still be on the road this summer. 52% of Americans say they still plan to take road trips, and 42% say they will not consider changing their plans because of higher prices. Thomas Murray, Campus Connection.
The city of Long Beach plans to renovate the Martin Luther King Jr. Park after 15 years of no upgrades for the community to enjoy. Reporter TIARA White shares the outcome and the next steps of the council meeting.
The Long Beach City Council met on Tuesday to discuss the vision for a newly updated Martin Luther King Jr. Park that passed in a 9-0 vote among the council leaders.
Little upgrades have been made, but more needs to be done, and it needs to be done with the community. It has to be a community-driven vision.
Councilwoman Dr. Suli Saro introduced this bill with the dedication of bringing new resources to the Long Beach Black community after listening to their request at the meeting.
There's no outdoor equipment there other than a swing and a playground. So if we look at all the rest of the parks around the neighborhood, Martin Luther King Park is not equal to them.
It's been 54 years since the assassination of MLK, and only 2 years since this statue was vandalized with swastikas. Now, kids are taking a stand for a real change.
They should also be an after-school program, so while parents are working, kids can have fun and do an activity. Instead of kids being at home getting zero exercise, they can always go to a park to get exercise and to have fun.
With over 20 residents speaking before the council to share support for the bill or ideas for the vision, there was one common goal in the room: a better environment for the kids.
If you ever were a child, it becomes at this moment is your responsibility to make sure that environment is better and they have better choices to make.
The staffers will gather again in 3 months to discuss further funding options for the project. This is TIARA White, Campus Connection.
The largest four-year university system in the nation is dropping the SAT and ACT test. This comes after the UC system permanently dropped the exam. Reporter Madeline Gastelum spoke with students for their reaction to drop the bold move.
The CSU trustees voted to amend Title V. This is to remove the SAT and ACT standardized tests from undergraduate applications. The CSU system has announced their plans to exclude the test from the admissions process following the UC system's decision. Acting Chancellor Steve Relia said this decision aligns with the California State University's continued efforts to level the playing field and provide greater access to a high-quality college degree for students from all backgrounds. He said that this will give applicants a greater opportunity to show all of their potential for college. The idea was originally recommended by the CSU's Admission Advisory Council in January of this year, following a national debate saying the SAT and ACT discriminated against disadvantaged students because they weren't able to pay for resources to help prepare for the exam. Standardized testing has received a lot of criticism within recent years, and students here at CSULB have some thoughts of their own about the removal of the test.
Some students have access to tutoring to get for the SAT, money for study sessions or those schools that help them study with it. And I feel like this is just an easier way to just reflect on the student and not like because they have money to pay for a score.
It's like kind of doesn't really show like probably a person's full potential just from standardized testing and like things or whatnot like that.
I would say I think it's a good thing because a lot of students learn a lot of different ways and they reflect what they learn in different ways as well. So sometimes standardized tests, they're not really a good reflection of what a student could know or do.
The CSU campuses will use multiple criteria to figure out whether an applicant is the right fit for their school. To learn more about the CSU's test-free undergraduate admissions, you can visit their webpage, thecalstate.edu, undergraduate admissions and standardized tests. Madeline Gastelum, Campus Connection.
When we come back,
Thunder Thursday kicked off the Grand Prix weekend in Long Beach. I'll have more on this story coming up.
Long Beach's exciting Formula Drift tournament was held last weekend.
And how are people in Long Beach gearing up for Earth Day? All this and more after the break.
STEM is the discipline of hard numbers, precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to get messy, or just mess it up. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to try. Dare to fail. Dare to keep daring. Dare to learn the difference between organic, sedimentary, and non-foliated metamorphic rock. Get outside, find those rocks. Dare to be homeroom famous, a high school fable. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. And for the love of STEM, dare bigger. Dare to code, dare to invent, dare to explore, dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
With graduation season approaching, the Human Development Department and the College of Liberal Arts are teaming up for Internship Month this April. Workshops are taking place to help guide students on their internship search. The month will consist of an orientation week, interview preparation, a virtual internship fair, and much more. Students will also have the opportunity to meet community partners who are recruiting. Students must reserve their spot online.
Earth Day is just around the corner. Students and local businesses are sharing how they are becoming more sustainable. Doing something as simple as filling up your hydro flask Avoiding plastic straws or even carrying your own utensils are small ways students are being more conscious of the environment. Local businesses like Snow Monster, a dessert and boba shop, sells reusable straws in an attempt to reduce the use of plastic straws. Students are taking part by using their own reusable items on campus.
I try to use anything that anything that can be reused. I try to avoid plastics, so this is reusable cups or using Tupperware.
Earth Day will take place Friday, April 22nd, but CSULB is celebrating all month long. Visit Earth Month at the Beach 2020 through the university website to find out more.
In entertainment news, the Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach took place last weekend. Julianna Bingham is here to tell us how the community came together for the weekend and how the races went.
Thanks, Vittina. The Long Beach Convention and Visitors Bureau held its annual Thunder Thursday event last week, marking the start of the race weekend. I went to the Pike outlets to see how fans got ready for the Grand Prix.
Motorbikes, cars, music, and food marked the start of the Acura Grand Prix in downtown Long Beach. Thunder Thursday was the first event taking place last weekend to bring the community together for the races.
So it took about, every bit of 3 months for our whole team to kind of get together and make sure that all the vendors were in the right place at the right time, make a perfect event.
The event started at 6 on Thursday evening at the Pike outlets. Fans crowded bleachers to watch daring stunts in a motocross show. And race cars were lined up on Bay Street, giving a hands-on experience to those who attended.
Behind me is one of the car shows taking place at Thunder Thursday, where fans can check out all of the cars and even get their autographs signed by their favorite drivers.
To see the cars in person and being able to touch them before they actually start racing, I think that is super cool.
Cars and motorbikes were not the only shows taking place that evening. Food vendors lined one of the entrances to the outlet, leading to a main stage where performers played live music.
I heard that my favorite song was right there playing, so I heard it. I was dancing. But I'm excited to try some of the food.
Thunder Thursday was the only free event taking place during the Grand Prix weekend, giving everyone from car enthusiasts to music lovers a chance to get a taste of the experience.
I feel like it's a great way for the residents of Long Beach who maybe aren't necessarily going and attending the Grand Prix to get a taste of the event, to get a taste of the motocross, to see the cars, to experience the entertainment, and it's free.
The event wrapped up at 10, giving families time to go home and get a good night's rest before the Grand Prix began at 7 the following morning.
The Grand Prix officially began after Thunder Thursday wrapped up. Reporter Brandon Gallo went to one of the races to find out who won.
Warm and cloudy, perfect weather for Formula Drift fans. Hundreds of residents attended one of the biggest car shows in Long Beach throughout the weekend. The Acura Grand Prix celebrates each year in the downtown streets of Long Beach. However, last year, the event was postponed its race because of COVID-19 concerns.
Today, over the years, you can really see the passion of no one cares what race you are, gender, sex. If you're here to watch an amazing car event, then this is like the place to go for.
Before the race, Long Beach locals and visitors from all over the world had the opportunity to view the different drift cars and took pictures with their favorite drivers. People at the event got the opportunity to get into professional race cars, buy merchandise, and even buy race car parts.
So from the drift event, you have to invest your money into it. You might spend a little bit, as you can see, I spend quite a bit, but for sure, it's an experience. It's always an experience.
With the atmosphere and the energy of the fans, the competitors made their first best drifting style and fought for the first place.
Expectations, I'm hoping for a podium. First and foremost, that's what I'm looking for. We had 2 of them last year. The Royal Purple E46 is absolutely shredding, so honestly, I'm just hoping that we can get on that box again.
After 2 days of competition, Ryan Turk took home the first place. This is his first win for Turk and the first win for GR Corolla in the history of the race. Long Beach also hosted 2 exhibition styles during the first and the second day of the Grand Prix. Campus Connection, Brandon Gallo.
CSULB's Poets Lounge is holding its last open mic night of the semester. The event will take place in the University Student Union Sunset Lounge this Wednesday. The Poets Lounge gives students the chance to share their original poetry and watch their peers perform. Doors open at 6:30 in the evening and the event runs from 7 to 9. That's all for entertainment news. Back to you guys at the desk.
I actually got a chance to see some of the race. Did you?
Really? No, I didn't.
Oh, maybe next year.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us on this episode of Campus Connection. I'm Vittina Ibanez.
And I'm Cassandra Wilkins. We'll see you next time.